Hello and welcome back to Invincible Asia. I'm George Clark and this is Videotape Rewind, a new show where I take a nostalgic trip with you down memory lane and share with you some of the finest VHS tapes that I grew up with and bought when I was a young teen. In fact, I'm still buying them today, which really doesn't benefit me or anyone else apart from the person selling them, but sometimes it's nice just to get your hands on a little hidden gem that you missed 30 years ago. So join me as I take a look back at some forgotten titles, some incredible artwork, plenty of blue mouldy tapes, and of course some genuine classics that you may once have had your hands on yourself. Don't forget folks, before we go any further, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, like the video and all that jibber jabber, and thank you very much for supporting Invincible Asia. So welcome back, and in this episode I want to take a look at the early 90s UK video rental release of Jackie Chan's film The Prisoner, also known as Island on Fire or Island of Fire, depending on which territory you're picking it up from or which retitling. It's had many over the years. It's always been labelled as a Jackie Chan movie, but I mean, I think personally it's more of a Tony Leung movie. Of course, you've got Sammo Hung in there, Andy Lau, Wang Yu, who produces and pretty much pulled favours in from all these stars, along with director Kevin Chu, who had worked with many of these same actors over the years in different types of movies. You've got Fantasy Mission Force with Jackie Chan and so on and so on. So this for me though, I have a soft spot for. I have to say, I picked this up early in my collecting days. As you can see on the top here, it is number 97 of my video collection from when I started at around the age of maybe 12, 13. But I always loved the artwork of this video cover here. I always thought it was pretty cool. It's quite a solid release from from Imperial Entertainment UK, and I just thought it looked pretty awesome. I didn't know much more about it then. I probably had seen pictures and some articles of it in Impact Movie Magazine, but when I finally managed to get my hands on The Prisoner, I didn't know what I was in for. Totally different movie. Had never even seen a trailer for it before I'd gotten this. So quite shocked that it wasn't your typical Jackie Chan movie, let's just say. Aside from that, the cover never really matched any of the other Jackie Chan releases that were coming out around that time or had been out around that time. The artwork involved on the likes of the UK rental of Project A, 1 and 2, My Lucky Stars, things like that, Winners and Sinners. These were all beautiful, very amazingly drawn covers, and this was slightly different, and I think that's what drew me to it. On the back there you can see there's some great shots there, but there's also one shot that isn't in the movie, and it's more of a promotional shot. But again, this attracted me to this, and again, the great cast involved there. Such an amazing cast actually. Jackie Chan, Andy Lau, Sammo Hung of course all worked together on Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars around the same time. But yeah, this for me, I have always enjoyed. The theme song to it sticks in my head forever. If I had a note in my head, I would sing it for you, but I don't, so you're lucky. But yes, this this I watched kind of over and over and over. It never made me happy. It's definitely not a happy movie by any means, but I just enjoyed something a little different. Now, of course, over the years, it's been re-released numerously by different labels. Hong Kong Classics put it out there on VHS for retail in that wonderful kind of like strip cover. If you can remember, it's more like the Hong Kong style cover that it originally, the artwork originally came in. Then they put that out on DVD also. Another company then released it on DVD. Then Hong Kong Legends released it on DVD. So I have a couple of DVD versions, let's say. And then recently I picked up the German Blu-ray release of Jackie Chan's The Prisoner, Island of Fire, which gives me the extended Taiwanese version also, which was just an even better experience to be able to see this movie totally uncut and 30 minutes longer than its running time here. So this runs for about 91 minutes. The DVDs run between 92 and 93 minutes. And then the Blu-ray version that I got has this version plus the extended Taiwanese version, which was fantastic. Definitely well worth checking out. And my fingers are so crossed that 88 Films go down the route of giving this movie and its uncut version the deluxe edition Blu-ray treatment and restoration, because it absolutely needs it. This is quite an underrated movie in my opinion. But yes, this particular video itself, I don't know, there's just something attractive for me in it. Is it the kind of like style of the text there? It's just quite basic, but it kind of draws you in. That big orange the prisoner title there, along with the names of Jackie and Sammo Hung. It would have been nice had they done something a bit more arty with the cover, but I still find this to be very, very appealing. I did see the American release of it when I was out there long time ago, and it just wasn't as appealing. I have to admit that the US release of this, the US video release, and even the DVD release, just didn't have the same draw for me. This definitely looks a lot better. So let me just give you another wee close-up of this, as you can see. And on this videotape, if I can remember correctly, it opens with 3 trailers only. The first being Alien Intruder, bit of a wild sci-fi movie with Billy D. Williams, who recently has popped up again in The Mandalorian. And also then Dawn the Dragon Wilson's hilarious Ring of Fire 2, Rage Ring of Fire 2, and then another kind of thriller movie called Illegal Entry. So very odd. We're so used to these boutique labels giving us trailers that relate to these movies, and even videotapes, videos released by Made in Hong Kong or Eastern Heroes. They always had trailers relating to the movie on there. Apart from really Don Wilson's Rage of Fire 2, there's none of the other 2 trailers really relate to what The Prisoner is all about. But you know what, it was a different time, and I guess as a label that had films to sell, they were just putting anything out there that was kind of like new at the time. But yes, so 3 trailers on there. The quality of it still, I did have a wee watch of it recently, and it's not terrible. Of course, I have the Blu-ray there. That is amazing. Even the DVDs are far better, of course, than the VHS. But I always have this nostalgic want to go back and check these out. I do have my signature on there. As you can see, I did this in my early days, where I would just put my signature on all my tapes. And on the inside of the covers, if I can remember correctly, yep, 1995, that's when I picked this up. My goodness. Let me just slide that cover out there. Yeah, because I didn't want people stealing my videos, and it happened. It happened quite a bit. In fact, I just recently posted that I just got Tiger Cage back, this videotape back in my possession about 20 something years ago, maybe 23, 24 years ago. I lent this exact copy to someone in the block that I was living in. They moved house while I was away, and I never did get it back. So finally, after all these years, just out of nostalgic greed, I've managed to get my hands back on that copy. This is why I signed things, in the hope that it would deter people from stealing them. Anyway, hopefully there's not too much reflection on this, but this is a pretty cool cover. Look at that spread. God, I miss videos so much. I'll probably say that in every episode of this show, but I miss having videotapes. The artwork was just so much bigger, and now we're so shrunk to the Blu-ray. Can you imagine the likes of Kung Fu Bob and Sean Longmore's artwork on these size of covers? It would just be friggin' epic. But there we have it. That is the full spread of The Prisoner, and as I say, on the inside there, you can see where I've signed George Clark. 95. So almost coming up 30 years of having this video in my possession. probably with the release itself being a good 30 years old, if I'm being honest. Can't remember where I picked it up. I'm trying really hard to think about that. I do know it would have been in Belfast in like an ex-rental store or something like that. Every Saturday I would go into town. I would have my same route that I would take around Virgin Megastores, HMV, and then there was about 4, maybe 5 ex-rental stores that was just incredible. I mean, I literally would spend my Saturdays scouting for movies and had the best time doing so. I missed it so much, and this is one of my favorite buys from those days. Picked up for probably £3. That was my average spend on ex-rentals back then. But yes, very, very happy to share this with you. Does it bring back any memories for you? Please let me know in the comments below. Do you have this copy still? I'm guessing it's probably a bit of a rarity these days. I haven't seen many of these videotapes kicking around or in people's collections. But there we have it, The Prisoner VHS, released from Imperial Entertainment in the early 90s, and still a favourite of mine here in the studio. So thank you once again for watching another video here on Invincible Asia. Don't forget you can check out hundreds of others here on the channel. You can also show your continued support by heading over to my new merch store or by checking out invincibleasia.com, where you can read my full movie reviews and follow me on Instagram @InvincibleAsia. Until next time though, enjoy your Kung Fu and I will see you soon.